Guys, I am so sorry for the audio. I didn't realize it was messing up like that until I went to edit this. Literally want to throw my laptop across the room. Why does this text-to-speech sound like this?
Yara loves TV. Yes, I made a theme song so that I can talk about all my favorite shows. Oh yeah. And this is just your disclaimer that this is not me talking about any of the actors themselves, but more so their characters. Please do not attack me in the comments. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, even those who disagree with me. But let's keep it friendly. All right, let's get started with the show.
Yeah.
Leaving her on the couch. I am a helicopter mom. That's me, okay? I'm very annoying because I just can't, like, I can't.
He was.
She didn't even cry?
It took Susan a few years to realize.
Y'all, that do not look like Julie. Cut the bullshit.
I thought I told you not to speak to him anymore.
I'm not. That's why he's throwing gravel at my window.
Like, he's very bold, dude. Cause, like, she could easily just either call the cops or, like, file a report. Very bold.
Zach, what do you think you're...
She hasn't been returning my phone calls.
Okay, so that might mean she doesn't want to talk.
Maybe it would be better if we just cooled it for a while, okay?
Why?
That's what I'm talking about. It's like you don't understand boundaries or just basic consent. Like, if she's taking space from you, it doesn't mean it's permanent, but, like, just let her be. If you have not had a chance, please check out the last video in this installment. Oh my goodness, guys. I usually don't share too much about my personal life because I don't feel like it's really anybody's business, for one. And then also you gotta be careful because there are some weirdos out there. I recently decided to enroll my daughter in some childcare because I feel like I could just get a lot more done and be a lot more consistent and everything like that. And, I just have my reasons. And I'm the type of parent where, like, I never, ever, 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 ever in my life wanted to send my kid in the care of anybody else. So I'm having a hard time. Sort of. I mean, I feel like I've done pretty good so far. Like, I haven't cried as much as I thought I would, but it's just very, very, very difficult to trust anybody else with something that is so important to you, especially a person that you created and you pushed out of your vagine. It's very hard. So I'm really just sharing this, like, for the other moms because it would really help me to see other moms suffer. Did I almost say suffering? I didn't mean suffering. Oh my God, that's terrible. I didn't mean suffering. I meant, like, other moms. Oh my God, not even struggling. Because struggling just came to mind. But, like, it feels nice to see. Oh my God, what am I saying? I'm just saying that it would feel nice to see other moms who are dealing with the same thing and know that, you're not alone. And I was the type of person where if you even brought up sending my kid in the care of somebody else, like, you might as well throw a dagger in my eardrum because I was not even willing to hear about it. There was no way. I really was fighting it so hard, and I really fought it as long as I could until I realized I probably could be better off and give her a much higher quality of life. And there's so much I want to experience with her. There's so much I want to give her. So I know that I could be doing that if I worked more and if I worked harder. So I'm really hoping that this is just temporary. Because I miss my kid, man. I miss my baby so much. And I just really hope that the other moms relate to that. Like, I am helicopter mom. I am the insane, like, I have to be so involved. I cannot leave her alone. It feels like you are tearing my soul out. And I just really, really miss her. And obviously I miss her because I'm sitting here and I'm supposed to be recording this video. And I'm talking to you guys about how much I miss my kid. So anyway, I'm gonna try not to go on and on about it, but if I seem a little bit different at all, which I don't think I will, but if I seem a little bit different, a little bit more somber, a little bit more emotional moving forward, that's probably why. Oh my God, I'm trying not to cry. I miss my baby so much. Okay, let's get on with the show. Okay. Oh, and by the way, guys, look Look at me. Look at me wearing some strawberry shortcake merch. I talk nonstop. If you have been a dedicated person that watches my stuff and, you know, follows me, whatever, like, you know, I ride for strawberry shortcake, okay? Especially the 2000s version. Like, no diss on this version, okay? No diss at all. However, I am obsessed with the design for the 2000s version, and that's the version I really wish they had more merch for, but honestly, I'll take it where I can get it. Look how cute! Okay, let's keep going.
A brief pause to tell you guys how much the audio skipping is pissing me off. Currently editing this and fighting every urge to just scrap the entire video. But I had good reactions in this, so I'm trying not to. I think what happened is the cord I was using for my mic was accidentally my old cord and it was broken.
Yeah. So remember the last episode when I was like, oh my God, where is George? Or maybe that was the episode before, I don't remember. But I was recently like, oh my God, where's George? And here he is. Speak of his name, he shall appear.
Wouldn't it just be easier to shoot me?
Probably.
And don't forget that we left off last episode with Gabrielle sleeping with John at the end, and she slept with Carlos at the beginning, and now it's going to be this question mark about who the baby's father is, because she's obviously pregnant. She's having a smell, I think it's called an aversion or something like that. I forgot. It's been so long since I've been pregnant. Whew. Anyway, so yeah.
Do I have to call the police?
She didn't take anything. What are you going to call the police and tell them? That some lady broke into my home and then I made out with her? What's there to tell?
Susan made me do it.
At first I was going to be like, she just ratted her out so quickly. And then I was like, but Susan has been a thorn in her side. Mike shows up at the coffee house to tell Susan to stay away from Paul Young. He just went over to Edie at the construction site, I'm sure. And he was questioning her about why she really went into his house and why some stuff was moved around, and then she ended up spilling the beans to him, and then Mike got wind of it because he was in the background, and so then he went to go tell Susan that. We also need to remember that at the end of the last episode there was a suspect list and Paul Young's name was on it and Mike saw it, so yeah, he's on to him.
I saw the way his hands trembled when you touched his shoulder. When we first started dating, the same thing happened to me. Listen, continuing to...
She don't even care. She's like, you're saying that George might be into me, but...
You'll stick a smile on your face or I'll keep you in back stocking shelves where no one has to look at you. Smile on your face or You'll stick a smile on your face or I'll keep you in back stocking shelves where no one has to look at you. Bree, what a pleasant surprise. What brings you here?
Oh my goodness.
I'm in love with Ginger.
Ginger? The stock girl?
You mean the one that you said, don't make me put you in the back so that nobody has to look at you?
It's very serious.
How convenient. How convenient that he told her to put a smile on her face, or he's going to put her in the back. And then right when he's like, yeah, me and Ginger are in a super serious relationship. There's no way I could possibly be into you. And then when they look at her, she smiles because he literally just told her to.
A friend of mine is having a barbecue for her.
Goodness, she reminds me of Charlotte. It's things like this that remind me of Charlotte, because it's like the naive, what is it? Naivete, I think that's how you pronounce it.
If Rex sees the two of you together, then he'll relax.
Okay.
Sheesh. Gabby just flew out of the bathroom talking about son of a, and obviously the test was positive. Good luck, Gabby.
Hey, honey.
He's under fire because he started working with his ex-girlfriend that he left for Lynette, but he's been working with his ex-girlfriend for 3 months now and has neglected to tell Lynette. So, husband of the year.
3 months? Why would you hire that woman?
He hired her? I didn't even peep that.
Well, I better get you a parking space. Because she's staying.
It's two feelings about this, okay? This is two things. One, Lynette, you gotta chill. I get it. She's the ex-girlfriend, but you definitely gotta chill because at the end of the day, you cannot hold her responsible for what Tom, like, you can't do that. Like, I get it. Even if she is some temptress, it doesn't matter. You can't hold her responsible. You can only hold Tom responsible because he's the one that made the promise and vow to you to be with you and to stay loyal to you. Okay, so that's where we're gonna start. We're gonna address that first. Back to Tom. Okay, back to Tom. Let's get back to you, sir. Can you ever have your wife's back? Can you ever support her in anything? Ever? Even half of it? Like, and then he always has to say the most asshole-ist thing that you could think to possibly say to a person. And then I better get you a parking space because she's staying. Like, do you want to be single? Honestly, sometimes it feels like, and maybe I'm reaching, but sometimes it feels like he knows that he has her trapped with those kids. So he feels like he can push boundaries and say certain things to her and talk to her crazy when he really need to get popped in the mouth. Boom, right in the kisser. Okay, I'm done.
Do you think it spices up the room?
I don't know why, but every time I see Susan's mom, I just keep thinking to myself, like, she definitely could have played Marilyn Monroe. It's something about her voice, I think.
See, I want us to be friends.
Yeah, well...
Zach, what's not clicking? What's not clicking? You keep doing creepy stuff and weird stuff. Why would she want you anywhere near her daughter? You think some flowers that you leaving on her porch is gonna erase the fact that not only did you threaten her pretty much in her own home, you have also kind of stalked Julie in a way. You can't take no for an answer. You have a very aggressive personality. You don't think that that would make her weary, I think, about being around her daughter? Like, come on. I'm gonna need you to, like, use some critical thinking skills. Like, I know he's 16, but, like, he gotta get a grip.
Well, if she did, it's because you tell her stuff about me that's not true.
What could she possibly tell you? What could she possibly fabricate? The truth is enough. What about that are you not hearing? What are you not hearing about how you are presenting yourself as like a danger to society, pretty much? Sir.
Are you saying she stole the baby?
Don't look shocked, Martha. Makes your face look fat.
The worst thing they could have did was put these two women, in the same room and had them talk to each other. What the hell? Actually, the best idea that they had was putting these two women in the same room and have them talk to each other. So the next thing that ends up happening is Paul is yelling at Zach from across the street to get in the house and get away from Susan's front door, begging to see Julie or begging to have some kind of union so that he can see Julie in peace. And so Felicia Tillman is watching from across the way, and there's this flashback that happens where they are talking about the fact that Angela / Mary Alice could have potentially been the person behind a baby that went missing. So the theory is that Mary Alice took the baby from this mother who was an addict in the hospital that she worked at, and that baby is Zach. But my question is, what about that moment, like just him calling his name, what made her think of, I wonder what made her think of that memory where she's talking to Martha, because is it how he called him? Because he did kind of call him like a dog. So is it like the level of detachment that he has in his voice, almost as though like he's not his biological father? Is that too far stretch? What is that too far off base? I don't know.
Our marriage is rock solid. Nothing you do could ever break that up.
Then why are you down here right now, warning me?
I can't even lie, she kind of chew, because if your marriage is strong and solid and nothing can break it apart, you wouldn't worry about you wouldn't worry about whoever comes on the outside, because it's kind of like, okay, when your house has a lock on it, you don't worry about. What was I saying? Okay.
Oh, sweet mother of God, what have you done this time? I thought that was over.
No, it was, and we just had to be there.
Not had to be there. Had to be there.
We'd be terrible parents.
That just cracked me up. She said, Carlos is so self-centered that he doesn't even know how self-centered I am. Can you imagine?
Children are a gift, are they not?
I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. Some people are not meant to be mothers. It's just as simple as that. Some people just don't want to be a mom because they just don't want to, because they know that. Why would you force that on someone? It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, what do you care more about? Just a physical being in the world? Or do you care about a physical being that is nurtured and cared for and cherished? What is more important? Ugh. Why do I feel like she's gonna talk to Edie about being a homewrecker? I don't know why.
So look, you're basically a predator, and I need some advice.
And the fact that Edie's not even mad. Oh my God, that baby had flat head syndrome, or flat head, what do you call that thing? It's like, it's nothing really wrong. I think it's like just when the babies lay on their back a lot and they're like constantly like this, it like, and their head is still like forming. I don't know.
You want to risk our lives, our future over some schoolyard crush?
Julie loves me.
No, she doesn't. You're delusional.
Then why does she refuse to see you?
Period.
Mrs. Meyer lies to her.
I think she's seen enough without her mom's influence at all. And that's the crazy part. That's the crazy part.
You're not that special, Zach.
Yo, why would he tell him that? Yo, he is finna rage the out. Why would he tell him that? Yeah, you're not special. I hate to break it to you, Zach, but you're not that special. Oh my goodness. He finna go to his room and cry tonight. He finna be listening to that SZA song. I wish I was special. I gave all my special away to a loser. Now just... Oh my goodness.
Not really.
And then the emphasis. Not only did he say he wasn't special, he said, not really. Oh my God, this show is too good.
She kissed me.
Lately?
Paul, I'm gonna need you to stop clocking this man teeth. Oh my goodness. He said she kissed me. He said, lately? He's like, boy, wake up. Reality check immediately.
They'll take you away. Don't you get that?
If Julie doesn't love me anymore, then it doesn't matter.
This is why you should have never told him this piece of information, because he obviously cannot handle it. He's 16. It's too much for him.
And I mean that. Good.
I don't know why, but I think I have a crush.
I understand you and Edie went snooping through my house.
I gotta give it to Paul. I love that Paul don't be wasting no time. He do not do a bunch of like footing around. He's gonna get straight to the point. Paul just need to move. Like, just forget. You keep trying to like convince Susan like otherwise, and like that she doesn't know what she's talking about, and keep coming up with all these fabricated stories. Just move. You don't have to stay in Wisteria Lane. I get it that Zach is like insane at this point. Just pack up and move. Okay? Even if you have to leave Zach behind, start a new life, get a new name. Like, just get out of Dodge, man. Because I'm like, Susan is not letting this go. I don't care what she says out of her lips. He tries to convince Susan that the reason Mary Alice's name got changed and why, like, there's one version of her that they know of that's Angela, and then the other one it's Mary Alice, like as another. The reason for that, he says, is because she got into a fight with her aunt and then she changed her name as a result. And he doesn't even give more details than that. So it's just like, make it believable, make it juicy, man. Like, ugh.
What's wrong with subtly reminding Annabelle that you're happily married?
Because it wasn't subtle.
At all. And Lynette, I love you, but that wasn't subtle.
Are you so insecure that you have to pull that crap?
He don't got no respect for Lynette. None. Like, you couldn't have at least had this conversation after your ex-girlfriend leaves. She's literally right in the other room. Oh my God, Lynette, please leave this man. Oh my God.
With you. Cheating with you.
It's a pattern of behavior.
Exactly. She's right about that.
Give me a break.
So here's my issue with this situation. For one, he lied. Like, duh. He lied. He didn't tell her the truth about his ex-girlfriend now working with him for like 3 months. For 3 months, he lied about this. And his argument was, well, even if I had told you from day one, you still would have felt the same way. Okay, so why didn't you just tell her from day one? If you really felt like that, why didn't you just tell her from day one? And then he goes into this whole thing about like how, you know, like you just are so convinced that I'm going to cheat on you, that I'm going to step out on you. Yeah, because the way you guys got together is because you were cheating on her. You were not Lynette, but he was cheating on his ex-girlfriend with Lynette. That's what I was kind of talking about before, when like the seeds of mistrust have been planted. It's best to just get out. It's best to just get out while you can, because you're just going to stay and build up resentment, and you're going to be paranoid. And in the end, it's just going to be two people who can never erase the past. You know, one person steps out on the marriage or the relationship, and then it's like just the rest of the relationship, you keep trying to recreate what you once thought was sacred and like important, and it never happens. It almost never happens unless you even the score, or unless like you start stooping to these new lows. Now, there are odd cases where like that doesn't happen and somebody can really forgive cheating, or somebody can really forgive a moment where it was revealed to them that their partner may not be as faithful as they maybe once thought. But that is kind of, in my opinion, far and in between. And I just feel like you should just get out. And the question you really got to ask yourself at the end of the day is, this person was unfaithful to you, but would you have been unfaithful to them? And if the answer is no, under any circumstances is no, you have your answer. That is your answer. Starting over is very hard, but that doesn't mean you settle.
Realize how disgusting meat could be.
I have not been to a cookout in so long. I would love to go to one. I would love to host one, honestly. Did she just run to the bathroom with a bottle of alcohol?
No.
God, I miss cookout food. Poor Julie. I really feel like she was not trying to hurt his feelings at all, but he made it where she had no choice.
Gabrielle's nausea was suddenly replaced by an even stronger sensation.
Rage.
Rage.
How did I know? I think there's so much irony in the fact that like George is secretly obsessed with Bree, and then Zach is secretly obsessed with, well, it's really not even a secret anymore, but he's obsessed with Julie.
I am pregnant and it's all your fault.
Oh.
I don't know who the father is.
I forgot about that. Gabby, why would you tell him that you're pregnant? Because now that is going to be an issue. But then again, Carlos and John kind of do look like, they don't look so, it's not like literally like, it's not like Carlos is white and then John is black. Like, so she probably could get away with like pretending like the kid is John. I mean, is Carlos sis.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yo! What the hell? What?
Oh my God!
Turns out someone left the gas on with
her mother. I'm sure that this is.
Did have a French vanilla candle burning.
I'm sure you did.
Earlier. But...
You're almost positive?
Yes, I did.
Is she for real? So Susan's house blows up. Okay, it blows up. And as the fireman is getting on to Susan's mom about how she shouldn't have left the candle out, and that is potentially what started the fire or whatever, Susan looks across the way and sees Paul glaring at them from a distance in a way that's like, he did it. He's the reason that her house caught on fire. And so then the fireman is like, oh, y'all should be more careful from now on. And then so Susan says, don't worry, we will be, or something like that.
What if he asks you not to see me anymore? What if he orders you not to?
What is this? Part of some Wattpad fiction? Fan fiction? What is this?
He could make it awfully difficult for you to spend time with me.
He's eating this up.
Well, who says he has to know how I spend my free time?
Now they're having a secret friendship affair? Oh, hell no.
Spring comes every...
Child, Susan done. Susan. So, remember way back when Paul hired that guy to take out a hit on Martha Huber? Or no, it wasn't Martha Huber, it was Edie. Because he thought that Edie was the one that killed Mary Alice. And so Susan is like talking to someone. We can't see who she's talking to. And then dun dun dun, it turns out to be the same guy that worked with Paul. She's asking him to do an investigation on Paul. So what is he probably going to do, ladies and gentlemen? He's probably going to tell Paul that Susan has not given up. Okay, then. That Susan has not given up on her investigation about Paul's life and all that. So, great.
Brooding over everything they've lost.
He got a Julie shrine in his room. Ew. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.